Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm bringing you another product focus suite item kind of thing. This is all about playing with patterns, which is a bit of a sleeper set in the annual catalogue. What it is great for is literally just that, adding patterns and accents to all sorts of things. These are the papers. They're 6x6 papers, and I've just put a strip of each. So the one on the left is the front and then the reverse. So you can see lots of kind of geometric dots and stripes in all sorts of colours that you can really go to town with. Everything from Calypso Coral, Night of Navy through to crushed curry. You get 48 sheets, which is for each of the 12 patterns. So other things, so this stamp set is called Pattern Played. You can see it stamped here. A couple of sentiments, lots of lovely patterns, and the dies that go with this set are of course the playful alphabets, perfect size for card making, and then some lovely ribbons in 3 different widths that obviously layer up together, or you can use them individually. So today's playing with patterns is all about a card. So I think this is called a collar fold card. Anyway, really nice way to show both sides of the paper off with a little bit of accenting. And you can see, I forgot to show you the resin dots. So the resin dots come in 3 colours. Crushed curry, yes, crushed curry, coastal cabana, and purple posy. So yeah, great fun. I've just added those just as a subtle accent on there. And then I've used the lovely Banners Picker Punch to create my layer on the front there, and you can see I've used that super soft purple posy ribbon that you can see here. So this is great to work with, quite nice and wide, but quite soft and soft enough to tie into bows. So what I do when I'm doing a bow is, obviously when I make my bow with something like this, I just kind of play around with it till it falls the way I want it. So keep tightening it and loosening it there. So like so. And then I just keep them nice and even, and then give them a good tug. And then what I tend to do is pull my bows upwards and my strips down before coming in and just snipping that off at an appropriate level. I'll trim that off once I get it onto my card. These are photopolymer stamps, so I tend to use the Stampin' Pierce mat when I'm doing them. So what I've done is created a card base, just a standard card base, 21 by 14.5, scored at 10.5. So that would be in the UK 5 3/4 by 8 1/4, scored at 4 1/8. Then I've got a layer of Highland Heather, which is 14 by 10, so that's creating our layer to go on the front. And then the piece of DSP is actually the same width, so it's still 14 centimetres, but it's then 9.5 centimetres wide. That we're going to use for that as well. And a couple of other pieces, 2 by 9 centimetres and 1.2 by 10 centimetres as well. So just of 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch strips of card. Now, what I say, I rather like this sentiment's rather fun. So I'm just using my Highland Heather ink with that, and my Stampin' Pierce mat. So again, it's a photopolymer, always a good idea to use your Stampin' Pierce mat because it helps get a good impression without squashing the wording. So I'm just lining that up across the middle. And there we have our sentiment. And then while I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat out, I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. So these are my grid sheets that I've used for other projects, and then I just pop that to one side. And then all I'm going to do is just repeat stamp, starting in the top and just coming in. And trying to make it kind of reasonably sort of random. And I'm kind of coming about halfway across, just so that it sort of shows. And then you can see on the edges here I'm just coming in with those little hearts on the side there to kind of give us I say a pretty, just a nice effect. So that's what you could do as well. Actually, what I might do while I'm here is where that other opposite edge shows, you could actually come in with one of the other stamps and just add a bit of texture detail on the edge there as well. And then you come in with your trimmer, clear the deck slightly, and what you're going to do is on this piece of DSP you're going to line it up at 7 centimetres, so halfway along, and then cut down to 4 centimetres or thereabouts. You can use your little marker here just to line that up with 4 centimetres. I've already put a dot in there as well just to help. So what I would say is mark it with a dot, with a sort of a pencil, or as I've got an erasable marker. Then you can use that dot to line up in the track and score down, and then turn it and repeat again. So again, lining the dot up with that sort of gap in the track, and you're lining the point of your DSP. Don't score too hard, it is only paper, so it doesn't need heavy scoring on that. Then once you've done that, obviously you'll want to erase those just in case they're visible. And all you do is just fold and reinforce. And then if you run your bone folder over where you've used your trimmer, if you've got any edges which are sort of cut up the other way, they'll just smooth out. And what I did next was actually use just a mini dimensional under the corner of each of these, just to lift that up slightly because I didn't want it to be completely flat. And then we can add these layers onto our card front. So all you need is some stamping seal and just come, there we go. So with your seal, at the very end just lift it up slightly just to break the contact. Open your card out for your layer, it just makes it easier to position. So, oh, in fact I put that flat, I actually put it up on dimensionals on the other one. But there'll be some, I'm using dimensionals on the front panels, so it will still have some lift to it as well. I'm just going round that shape, and I'm just going to, so all I'm doing is coming in, lining that up, and you can see just allowing that little decorated piece to show, and then add our other piece. Now adding bows onto our cards couldn't be easier because we've got some lovely lovely glue dots, and just make sure, choose which you like the bow best on, and just add that into the middle there. And I'm just going to turn that, there we go, like so, and then come in with my ribbon scissors. I do tend to keep a pair for cutting ribbon. I'm a bit naughty because I do tend to just use whatever pair of scissors happens to be to hand. But that does mean that you end up with blunt scissors, and you certainly don't want that. So our card's coming together now. What we need to do though is punch these two pieces. So all I'm going to do is come in on the banner end on this. I possibly cut that a little bit on the wide side. So it's just going to struggle to get into the channel, so all I'm going to do is just run that between my fingers, which kind of curves it very slightly, get that into the channel. Punch, exactly the same on the other edge. And then I'm going to pop that right in the middle of that channel. Pop it down and pop that down as well. Oh, right, okay, didn't do a very good job on that. Let me just trim that with my scissors. There we go. Nobody would know, rather than me trying to line it up. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of seal to the back there to create our layer. And then on the reverse of it, I'm going to put one dot in the middle where it's going to go under that bow, but I'm actually going to add a second dimensional onto those to lift it up, because you've already got a dimensional here, so we want to pop that up a little bit more. Like so. And then pop that over the top, just making sure our ribbons are in the direction we want, and layering our card in the front there. So there we have a couple of pretty Playing with Patterns cards. Bit of fun, and you can add as much or as little pattern as you want. On the other one I added some of our resin dots. So again, you could add some of those, a bit of accent, and because on this one we've got that crushed curry, I will sort of add some nice crushed curry extra dots, which just to add a bit of texture to our projects. Alternatively, yep. And again, 3s and 5s, so I'm adding just a spray of those as well. So there we go, a couple of cards, quick and easy, great fun to do, and a lovely way to play with our patterns and create some texture very simply. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. Bye for now.